What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how to get to champs as fast as possible in Season 8. Should you be W King? Should you be playing it safe? What's the best mode to gain points? I'm going to be going over all that in this video. So whether you've never gone to champs before, or you're just trying to reach it as fast as possible, this video will definitely help you out. With all that being said, let's hop right into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the arena rework. Epic made it a lot harder to get to champs this season, and whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's definitely going to make arena fights a lot sweatier. The two big things they changed are it's now 7,500 points to get to champs instead of 6,000, and you can now derank from divisions, so even if you make it to champs, you can drop back down to contenders and lose eligibility to play in tournaments. They also made it so it's harder to gain points as you go up in divisions, points per kill and placement points decrease as you rank up, and bus fares went up from last season. Pretty much what they did is make it really hard to get to champs, and after putting in all that work to get to champs, you can't get comfortable because you can just derank back down and have to start right over. Probably thinking to yourself that this is the worst change ever, but in my opinion, it's actually a really good thing. Arena lobbies aren't going to die as fast, fights are going to be a lot harder, people are actually going to care about arena, which in turn is going to lead to a lot more improvement. Now, what mode should you be playing? Well, the best mode to gain points this season is definitely going to be duos, but that's actually not what I recommend focusing on. I'm going to set a challenge for you guys to try and get to champs by only playing solos. Yes, you heard that correctly, only solos. You may get to champs a little later than you would playing duos, and you might miss out on some cash cups, but if you can't get to champs in a week, I hate to break it to you, but you're probably not going to be winning cash cups anyways. Forcing yourself to only play solos is going to help you learn a lot about your weaknesses, and it's going to help you improve a lot more than you would playing duos or trios. Now, if you feel like you get destroyed every fight and you have no shot of even coming close to winning, then you're probably not ready for arena. Most people are going to tell you to only grind arena to get used to fighting different play styles, but I have a different take on it. In my opinion, creative is really good at taking people from beginners to decent players, and from decent players to good players, and arena is really good at taking people from good players to great players. If you're brand new to a game, you usually don't hop straight into the competitive game mode, and with a mode like creative, it was literally designed for people to get the hang of building and aiming way faster than they would in-game. Think about how many times you do a certain piece control move in a full 20-minute arena game, maybe 4 or 5. Now think about how many piece control drills you can do in creative in 20 minutes, probably 50, maybe even more. If you wanted to improve your piece control as fast as possible, would you rather get 50 or 5 drills in every 20 minutes? Same for editing and aim. My advice for people who really struggle in arena is to take a whole season and just focus on creative. Don't play a single arena game the whole season. Get your building and editing to a point where you don't even have to think about certain high ground retakes, you just do them. Get your piece control to a point where it's smooth and consistent. Get your aim to a point where you feel confident you can hit your shots. Once you feel confident you have everything you need for arena, that's when you transition from only creative to only arena. I would definitely recommend still warming up in creative, but don't spend nearly as much time as you did. Play lots of solo arena and learn from your mistakes. If you know it's not your mechanics and aim that cause you to die, you can really start narrowing it down and fine-tuning your mistakes, which is going to help you transition from a good player to a great player. The next thing I want to talk about is how should you be playing. It's a classic debate between whether you should W key or play it safe, and if you followed the previous tip I just gave about improving your mechanics, then it's kind of a mix of both. I would recommend full W keying until Contenders League, because even if you die, it really doesn't matter because you're not losing points. Once you get to Contenders League, I would recommend landing at places like Steamy, Misty, Craggy, Dirty, all those places that have good loot and aren't super contested like Believer and Lazy. Pick a spot you like that has good loot, that you know you can win off spawn almost every game, and going into mid-game, smart W key. I'm sure most of you have heard that term before, but if you haven't, it pretty much just means W keying fights that you feel comfortable taking. For example, if you see 4 people build battling and they're about to reach max height, you probably don't want to W key that. Or if you see someone deep in storm, full W keying would mean you rush them, smart W keying would mean ignoring that fight and fighting someone else safer. Smart W keying is really good because not only does it lead to a lot of wins and placement points, it also means you can play how you want to. Personally, I can't just sit in a bush all game, but I also don't like rushing dumb fights, so it kind of gives me the in-between. Once you get to champs, it's kind of complicated, but I will be making a video on what to do after reaching champs, so if you want a more in-depth explanation, look out for that. The last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is VOD reviewing and learning from your mistakes. VOD reviewing is so important, and in my opinion, it's one of the main things that separates you and me from pro players. If you're wondering how you should go about VOD reviewing, I recommend just recording all of your games, and whenever you're done with your arena session, look back at all of your deaths and write down why you died. Writing it down might not seem that important, but it helps you recognize certain weaknesses and bad habits in your game. Let's say you write down all your deaths and 5 times you died because you got shot at or killed by a third party. Instead of just saying, oh, that was unlucky, that won't happen again, like most people would, actually think about a solution for the problem. In that case, it would be to block off angles from third parties, maybe it's you need to reload your shotgun. Whatever it is, write it down so the next time you play arena, you remember to focus on that, and eventually it'll just become habit. That's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps me out a ton. For those of you that have watched my previous videos, you know what time it is. It's time for the keyword, and today's keyword is going to be a pretzel emoji. So if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to comment a pretzel emoji so I know who made it to the end. Good luck to those of you grinding to champs. I believe in you guys got this. With all that being said, see you guys in the next video.